Hello cozy gamers, and welcome back to the Cozy Gaming Club, where I talk about all the cozy games. As I'm sure you're all aware, Cozy Creature Collector and Life Sim Moonstone Island releases today. If you're going to be flying in on day one, I've put together some beginner tips and tricks from my first few hours in the game that I think could really help you. Before we dive into the game, I just want to say a big thank you to Raw Fury for providing me with a key to check out this game a little bit early. So let's dive straight into these tips and tricks before the game releases. At the start of the game, you may be asked if you'd like to skip the tutorial. I did this on my second playthrough as I thought I knew everything that I needed to know about the game. However, if you skip the tutorial, you don't get to choose your starting spirit. Instead, you'll be given a random one by the game, which may not be the one that you want. I was given Capacity, for example, when I am very much a Sheep fan. So, of course, I had to start over again. Have you already chosen your starting spirit, and if so, which one are you going to go for? After your broom breaks and you crash land on the island, the game will suggest that you walk around to find your tools and seeds. But I've never found all of them, and you can't actually go anywhere really at this point, so you just end up wandering around until 2 AM. I think that this is actually the game's way of letting you know when the curfew is. But your stamina will actually be full during this time, and you're surrounded by trees and stones. So instead of wandering around aimlessly, I recommend picking up your hammer and starting to smash things. Your first quest is going to be to sell 10 stones to a Sono, so why not collect all of those now to save your stamina tomorrow? If you're lucky, you may even find a moonstone on your first night. One thing that's different about this game that's maybe a little bit annoying is to do with the stamina. In a lot of farming games, when you run out of stamina, you just can't continue doing whatever you were doing, be that mining, woodcutting, or fishing. In Moonstone Island, however, when you run out of stamina, you will collapse, go to sleep, and wake up the next morning. I found this really easy to do by accident because your stamina is quite a small bar at the bottom left of your screen, and if you're not paying attention, you can quickly use it all up. The good news is that if you do faint, there is no punishment other than waking up a little bit later the next day, or at least that's the only punishment I've noticed so far. This is the same for if you die by running out of health as well. At the start of the game in the tutorial, you'll be told how you can eat stone fruit to regain stamina. This is a really good tip, but there isn't a lot of stone fruit around, especially if you're going to turn them into seeds to grow more. Which brings us to tip number 4. Hidden away in the northeast area of your island, there's a hot spring. Anytime you are low on stamina, you can just hop across here and refill it at a rate of 7 stamina per 10 in-game minutes. This is great if you spend the morning mining or chopping down trees, but still want to do more work in the afternoon. A couple of islands also have hot springs that can quickly regenerate your stamina as well, so keep an eye out for them. Tip number 5 is about mines and dungeons. In Moonstone Island, there is 1 mine per island and 10 dungeons hidden throughout the world for you to complete. Both of these have treasure chests within for you to discover, containing loot and recipes for crafting items. But every dungeon also has a hidden chest for you to discover as well. Here's a look at the hidden chest in the first dungeon you'll encounter. Once you've looted these chests of all their riches, you may think that that's it. But you can actually pick up all the treasure chests and take them home with you to be used as storage. This is such a fun idea, especially as crafting a chest costs 10 wood and 1 iron bar, which is very expensive for the early game. If you pick up every chest, you're quickly going to fill up your house, and you probably won't need them all, as they have quite a lot of storage space inside them. Don't fret though, because you can just sell the ones you don't want, and they sell for a tidy profit of 50 gold pieces each. Not bad for something you were just going to leave behind. One of the first things that you're going to want to do in the game is go off island and explore, and you'll get to do that quite early on. At the start of your very first full day on the island, you'll be given a recipe for a balloon after your mum has a bad dream about you breaking your broom. It's really easy to craft as it only needs 3 cloth, which is 9 fiber. But if you don't explore your island first, it's very easy to leave without the whistle. The whistle is a tool of sorts that you can pick up from the statue in town. It serves as a teleportation device and means that if you're stranded on an island, you can quickly teleport home, even if you're in a mine or a dungeon. But beware, because it can only be used once a day. While we're on the topic of things that you may not notice on your home island, especially if you just rush out exploring like me, is that there are actually 2 spirit gates here. These give you tokens which can be used to either remove a spirit's card, give them a new card, or level one of their cards up. Tip number 7 is sort of 2 tips in one. At the start of the game, you really want to prioritize a spirit bond. That's because you can only have 3 active spirits, so if you want to collect all the cute spirits, you'll need to unlock the spirit barn to store them in. But you can actually get yourself in a bit of a pickle if you collect 3 spirits before completing Zed's first quest. That's because Zed asks you to catch at least a level 5 spirit before he gives you the blueprints for a spirit barn. If you catch 3 spirits before that, you may have to say goodbye to one of your new friends. When you discover a new crop, your first instinct may be to pick it straight away so that you have it on hand. I actually don't recommend this. Instead, you should cut it down with your scythe first, because this will give you 2 seeds. One of which you can plant to grow more of the crop, and the other you should sell to Guyana or Ophelia at the really pretty greenhouse looking building. If you do this, the seeds will be added to the stock at Rowan's General Store the next day, so that you can buy and grow as many as you want. Our final tip brings us to moonstones. Moonstones are a key part of the game, as you'll use them for crafting a lot of magical items, like your broom and the spirit barn. You can find them by exploring, and there's usually 1 per island that you travel to. My best advice is to look for them at night, as they'll glow, which makes them easier to spot than during the day. They also respawn every season, so you should have quite a lot over time, especially once you start exploring more regularly. I am 6 hours into Moonstone Island right now, and I'm having a fantastic time. I have a few gripes with the game, but not enough to cloud my experience. Although, why can you only smelt 1 bar at a time rather than loading it up with all your ore? Honestly though, I'd highly recommend it, and if you have any questions about the game at all, please feel free to drop them in my comments and I'll do my best to answer them. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!